Here we are, everybody. Another call-in show. Luca just deserted us for some reason. I don't know where he is. Maybe he's getting something, but before we welcome our first caller, he's been a guest a few times on this show, but before we welcome him in, welcome to another call-in show, everybody. So we're gonna have some callers on, talking some sports, just a chill out stream. Obviously, we had success with this last month. We'll be putting out in a few minutes.
Here's something that Jet fans or Oriole fans or anybody watching don't get to take credit for. Champions.
Wow. Another shot. But
sorry, Jet fans.
Okay, folks, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Yes, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But as most of you know, we do have the Boys in the Big Apple podcast, which is tomorrow. So that's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hello there.
Shouts to Miz in the chat. What's going on, Miz? We do have one caller in the back, but I would like to see you on, man. I want to get to know your thoughts on today's game. As I said, this is a call-in stream. Tony Clark says, I'm curious, who went 2 for 8 with 6 strikeouts and 4 walks this weekend, but we didn't pitch to him, did we? That's a whole debate. I know that's a whole ongoing debate.
You pitched him today. Congratulations. Kudos for your actual pitching him to him today. You didn't do it yesterday. Yesterday was an embarrassment. Your organization should be ashamed.
Fun fact, the Giants are 2-0 playing in London against the Packers. I know they played against the Dolphins, they won, and then the Rams in 2016, but it was the first time. Obviously, the Giants went 3-1 today. That's the first time since 2011. So it's not 18 years. It's 2011. But
2011 T-shirt I'm wearing.
Yes. You know what? That's great. Let's see. Hope Jones is not gone long term. Yeah. I mean, well, listen, we'll see what happens with the injury.
Listen, I'll be fair. Like, obviously, people are complaining about his 82 yards, but I think he's a winner. Kind of. He has that winner mentality. Just, he lacks the skill, obviously. But again, that's for tomorrow's show. We're leaving this up to the callers.
Yeah, we're walking.
But just for that, I brought up the Ovaltine. I haven't drank this on the show for how many months?
We're going to be cursed, aren't we?
Ovaltine is disgusting.
You're cursing us here. Can I get a? Is that a wrench? Oh, he wants to be a mod. Yeah, sure, Blue City. I'll give one to you. Great win for the Jets, Luca. But as I give Blue City a mod upgrade, Donald, first thoughts. Luca, first thoughts.
Well, it was. I've never. Obviously, I've been watching football for almost 4 decades. I can't remember too many occasions, or in fact, this is the first time I can remember where a team had no quarterbacks on the field and just basically had to use their running back in a wildcat for basically the majority of the game. But the Giants didn't give up. Obviously, we're going to get into more about the Giants tomorrow. But just to sum up briefly, I love the fight, and also I love how electric Saquon Barkley is. I was talking about on my in my show Nerding Out Sports, talking about the Giants, that Saquon seems to be a smarter runner this year, as well as getting his explosiveness back. He's also seeing the field a lot better, and he's hitting the gaps. And once he's at the second level, he's unstoppable. Once he gets his legs moving, he's got the momentum and he's got that speed, he's literally unstoppable. I mean, the touchdown that he had last week was the fastest recorded touchdown. It's like 20 miles per hour. I mean, he's faster than some freaking cars. So I have to give credit to Saquon Barkley, but also credit to Daniel Jones. If you look at the stat line, it doesn't do it justice. He has nobody to throw to, and the game plan was literally just naked bootlegs, and bootlegs to tight ends and play action, and getting that ball to Saquon all the time. So it worked. It was effective. Our coaching staff once again had really creative play calling to make sure of the dub. So I was very, very happy with what I saw. Although literally it was like watching a Game of Thrones episode. Like everybody was like freaking bodies flying everywhere. It was a mess, but we got there. We saw it through.
Of course. So Jagger, Jack's calm. As I mentioned, I went to school with him. He's one of my friends that goes way back to kindergarten. He says, "How do you lose to Saquon at quarterback?" I don't know. I kind of kept some receipts from Bears fans and kind of exposed them in a way. Joe, what's going on? Joe's in the building. Hey, Joe. How's your 1-3 fucking Patriots doing? But obviously he's a Yankees fan. He's got to be happy in that regard. And Blue City says Mets 3, Braves 4, bottom of the third.
I'm watching.
Before I get,
I've got Sunday Night Football, so you got the baseball on, Luca?
Luca's got the baseball game on. I also got the football game on. And I know
okay, so we're all covered. We'll keep you up on the football. Yeah. Luca, you keep us up on the baseball. Yes. Let's go Braves. Let's go Chiefs.
Yeah. You act like the Giants. Hey, listen. I know
we're finally not last in the division after 4 weeks. We are finally not last in the division.
Listen, I know, but I'm saying to
I'm just saying to Joe's point.
Hey,
what
Joe?
The hell is a real 3-1 team? Come on.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. You remember that quote that Bill Parcells said that your record says, you are who your record says you are?
Exactly. There's no such thing as a make-believe freaking 3-1 team. That is a lot of crap. That's a Boston fan crap thing to say. Really is.
But I'll let Luca go. I want to explain something, and then we'll bring our first caller on.
Man, am I happy. First of all, obviously the Yankees have the division. Basketball's right around the corner, which we'll be doing some basketball analysis tomorrow, obviously across the league and Knicks. Just a little twist. Alex talked about this. We'll be doing our first Knicks stream on Friday. Knicks Pacers. I know it's a preseason game, but it's a little warm-up game for us to get back into the basketball swing of things down. If you are available, obviously come on and join us. I'm really excited to be 2-2 after 4 weeks. I know it's kind of a low standard for the New York Jets, but I'm ecstatic because we won with our quarterback. And, obviously we were up 10-0. We choked a 10-point lead. We were down by 10. But it wasn't just luck that was on our side, but it was we overcame our mistakes. That's what's important. And we did a lot of screwing up in that game. But I'm happy that guys like Zach Wilson and Breece Hall and Corey Davis were able to overcome the offense and team's mistakes to finally win us a ball game. And no, we didn't luck into this one. We had to fight hard for this one, and we ended up winning. So I'm going to give kudos to everybody. Zach Wilson, even though it was kind of a warm-up game for him, Coach Sala, Corey Davis, the receivers, whoever I can name, I'm really proud of them, in my honest opinion.
Look, what about that play call to get Zach Wilson that touchdown?
Creative, very creative.
That was pretty good. That was like
it was.
That was like freaking Big Dick Nick against the freaking New England Patriots.
Fun fact: that is the first.
Did you like that? I bet you loved that.
I loved it. I was like, and then I was like, oh my God, Zach Wilson. He was wide open too, so there was no danger of that being an incompletion. And that was the first Jets quarterback to ever catch a touchdown pass in the franchise history.
Daniel Jones did that, remember?
Last
year one-handed Odell Beckham Patriots grab. That was amazing. Was that against the Patriots? Oh, it's all happening against the Patriots. Oh, that's funny.
Blue Sea says, make the 80s and 90s Giants jerseys permanently, but they were only them in the jerseys in the playoffs. Jersey. Funny enough, you say that, Blue City. Our background for tonight is actually the Giants' legacy end zone. Yep. So, Jagger says,
are the Jets jerseys permanent? 100%.
They get rid of the white jerseys. Like, I love the white jerseys, but they're not good aura for us.
No. There's something about the nice blue with the dark navy helmet with the Giants on it. It just hits different, man. It just hits different. It reminds me of when I was a kid watching them. It gets me all makes me feel good.
Jagger says, are the Jets comeback kings?
They battled through adversity. That's what I'll say.
Yeah. Braves Nation, let's ride, Joe says. How about Cooper Rush? Yeah, he's doing things. He's been a solid starter.
Was he 4-0 in his all 4 games started?
Yeah. Joe being salty? Joe's Joe. Christopher Tony, Barkley is back. Barkley is back, yeah. I can say that with confidence now.
Awesome.
But I will say this.
What did I tweet you, Alex? He's electric.
He is electric. Yes, he is. He can do a lot of things. Did you see Washington's all black jerseys? Helmets can't get used to that. Well, Washington's just a shithole right now. If we're being honest, they can't. What was the one win they had against Jacksonville, and that was it.
I'm sorry, it looks like a college jersey. The communists look like they've got a college jersey. It doesn't look like an NFL jersey.
But what I will say before we bring our first caller on is Luca has generated multiple bingo cards due to the use of our terms, which is over 25. So shout out to Jets West Mess in the chat. What's going on? So if you're interested, I know Tony Clark already has one. The rules we're going to say, obviously, it's like a regular game of bingo. And if you don't get bingo, obviously, in one live stream, and I know it's difficult, but that's obviously the challenge of this.
You just got to listen. You gotta listen.
Yes, you got to listen.
We're not going to say like, oh, well, I said this term, mark it down.
You got to keep track of it. Got to keep track of it. And also, if let's just say you maybe have one away or something like that, I don't know. But after the stream, if you don't get bingo, you got to erase your board. It's just like a new game. So
shouldn't we have the terms like on a side panel or something like that? Just to help us.
We'll definitely keep them noted. I don't know if
I have them in a notes. Like I don't have them. We obviously don't have them marked on the screen here, but I have them in a notes section.
Okay, so you can do it because I don't have it written down.
Yeah.
Luca will definitely keep track. But with that being said, I'm going to switch to a backdrop because.
That being said, there you go. There's one.
Yes, there's one. So you could put that on.
Guys,
your
mark that
board.
down.
If anyone if anyone wants a bingo board, just let me know. Let Luca know. Whatever, we'll give you a link to the bingo board.
See, here's the thing. I kind like obviously I don't know what to give away, but I kind of want to do like a giveaway for like this kind of stuff. Like if you win bingo, we should give something away, but I don't know what.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Definitely. Commanders are manning their posts in last place in the NFC East. This guy seems like it.
So are the New England Patriots in the AFC East.
Let's bring on this guy. Well, he's been a guest multiple times on our show. One team is currently pissing him off. One team isn't. They won today. John, give us your thoughts, man.
I love you rocking the G Revis jersey, John. Let me just say that.
Yeah.
What is up, John? How you doing, brother? Good to see you again, man.
Really good to see you. What would you like to discuss first? Like baseball, football? Like what's
throw something at us?
Well, right now, I apologize if I say a curse word in the next like 5
Say
minutes.
it all, please.
Okay.
This ain't a PG show. This
is a safe space. This is a safe space.
This Mets team is fucking horrible. I swear. No, I can't anymore. I can't. I look at this team every day, and they're frauds. They are frauds, boys. Let me tell you something. I know, like, I don't know if anyone in the chat is watching this live because I have the game on in the background right now. They just took a 3-1 lead. It didn't even take a half inning for Chris Bassett to get pulled, and it's 4-3 because he couldn't find the strike zone. He walked the bases loaded with Olsen, and then Travis d'Arnaud hit a 2-run single.
It just seems that d'Arnaud always does damage to the Mets. Now he's off the Mets.
Yeah, he was terrible with us. But sure, all-star catcher now. But this team is just horrendous. I'm sorry. This pitching staff, it's either the back end is hurt. I can't stand what Walker or Carrasco pitches. Everyone, I don't know, the fascination with Taijuan Walker, the Mr. show up in the first half of the year and then disappear in the second half, because that's what he did last year. And that's what he did this year. And Carlos Carrasco can't – if it's not the first inning, he's great. If it's the first inning, he's the worst pitcher in baseball. Seriously, the guy has like a 7 ERA since last year in the first inning. And I'm not joking. Like, you have to go – I don't know the exact ERA, but maybe it's not 7. It's around 6. But it's pretty bad. Like, trust me when I say that. It's horrendous.
What's going on with that DeGrom? How much faith do you have in him moving forward? Is he legitimately gone at the end of the year? What do you think?
Would you like to know what I think what's going to happen?
Yeah.
I think he's going to walk.
I think so too.
Yes. And it's shocking for me to say this because my heart as a Mets fan, like, I want him there his whole career. I love him. But I wouldn't give him a big contract.
Can't stay healthy.
Exactly. The dude can't stay healthy. There's always something wrong with him when it's not like 100%. Like, there's something wrong. He's got a blister. He's got this. He's got that. And you know what? there's other pitchers there, and my hope is because I know this team won't win the World Series. The pitching isn't good enough as it's supposed to be. Look at that, guys. Another 1-2-3 inning. Oh, great job. Yes. Great job, top of the batting order. Woo! Nice job, McNeil. Nice ground. I can't get mad at him, but the other two, what fuck, did nothing. Anywho.
Just interrupt. Allaire just scored for the Chiefs. He managed to somehow move right through the line, carried them all the way into the end zone, carried about 6 people in there. So that's pretty impressive for a little guy.
If me off too much, I will switch to Sunday Night Football.
14-3 Chiefs.
So, okay. What quarter? Is it first, second? I have not checked.
But it is 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Oh, okay. Anywho, the pitching's not good enough. The bullpen is horrendous. Other than Diaz and Ottavino, the fact they made no moves at the deadline, this management staff tried to sell us saying, "Oh, we have all these reinforcements coming back, and that was going to be our additions." Let me tell you, what's it called? Drew Smith, not that good. Tyler Miguel, they were praising this guy like he's done something. You know what he did on Friday? As soon as they brought him in the game, he gave up 2 runs on the first 3 batters. He's so bad. No, I can't.
Legitimate pain. Well, we got that same problem with Chapman. So
no, but the issue is it's everyone. Miguel, whether it's Trevor Williams, whether it's David Peterson, like they try to sell us a bill of goods. Like these guys are going to be the next Mariano Rivera's in the bullpen, and they're terrible, flat out terrible. And the deadline deals, that is what's going to kill us. I was wrong. I thought the deadline deals would actually help us for the bench. They're horrendous.
Darren Ruff, no homers with the Mets.
Oh, my God.
Michael Givens, who I said Michael Givens was a good pickup, but I think ultimately at the end the Mets should have got Robertson.
Yes, no, they should have. And then you got like Naquin and Vogelback and Ruff, and it's like,
well, Vogelback's really good. He was on fire in the summer.
He dipped for the Mets. He went back to like end of Mariners form. Like he was an all-star for a year with the Mariners, and then he just fell down. And then same thing with the Mets. He catches fire, and then he just he falls off the radar.
He can go like 5 for 10. Then he can go like his next 0 for 15, and it's like dreadful to watch them. And what really pisses me off here is that I know the implications of the game, but unfortunately, the guys on the roster don't, because they have played horrendous. The amount of times I see a weak ground ball hidden or a lazy pop-up hidden, or just you got 3 big game pitchers with DeGrom, Scherzer, and Bassett, and you have those 3 guys in your staff. You're telling me one can't go in there and get a win for you in Atlanta? Like, I understand the Braves are a good team, but it's not like they beat the hell out of us at any game. They didn't. We simply beat ourselves this series. And before anyone asks, how far you think they can go in the playoffs? They will not go far. Okay? What they're going to do is they will lose the division. I foolishly thought they could win. They will lose this division because they won't win tonight. And silly me thinking they could beat Washington 3 times in a row. I guarantee you they'll lose at least 1 game from that because they're great at losing to bad teams. They had a series of the Cubs, the Marlins, the Pirates, the A's. Like, they have dropped so many bad games that it's horrendous. It's mind-boggling how this team almost has 100 wins sometimes. It really is a shock. But
okay, so just what is the key to the Mets? Is it winning the division, or if they don't win the division, are they toast? What are you thinking?
They have to win the division. They're not going to go from a wild card to all the way to the World Series. Ain't no way, because if they have to go through a series, let's say they face the Padres in round 1, because that's most likely what's going to happen. I don't think they'll have a problem with the Padres. The only pitcher that I really am worried about is Yu Darvish, but maybe Musgrove. Well, I don't know. They're a very weird team. They're very streaky. They're supposed to be very good on paper, but they've been. I'm pretty sure you guys pay attention to this. Like, they've been pretty bad since the deadline. Like,
Yeah,
it's mind-boggling. Like
horrendous.
all the big pickups like that they've gotten, especially, have not helped.
Soto.
Bell, Hader, like Josh Hader is like the biggest puzzle that I haven't figured out yet. But
Bizarre.
right, yeah, I don't know how they're not better. But anyway, I have no fear against the Padres. They're not really. I don't see them as a true contender like the Dodgers are. But after that, like let's say like they're going to be tired. I already know they are because they don't show enough heart to try and win important ball games, and they won't. Whether they face the Braves or the Dodgers in the playoffs, they will lose. And I'm not trying to like sound so pessimistic because you know what, this team they did win almost 100 ball games, but I'm telling you, it's as a Mets fan, it's not good enough. Okay, I've sat through the Wilpon era. It's terrible. This team used to be a laughing stock. And I don't excuse these bad losses. Like, I'm sorry. Like, to not even win at least one game, like oh god, I didn't even realize this. They put in Trevor May.
He's horrible.
Oh god.
While John,
let me just give out the play. First of all, let me detail the National League playoff bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So first of all, the Dodgers are the 1 seed. They already clinched that, I believe, in the home field advantage. The National League will run through the Dodgers. The 2 seed will either be the Braves or the Mets by the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
So the Braves would face either the Phillies or the Cardinals in the division series. It depends who the wild card is.
Mm-hmm.
The Mets or Braves would face the Padres, and the winner of the Padres, Braves or Mets would face the Dodgers. So, as John detailed.
Yeah, and I understand the Mets. They've won 4 games against the Dodgers in the regular season out of 7. They will not beat them in the postseason. No way. Not with a rotation of guys like you could. They have a number of different options. You can throw Kershaw. You can throw Tyler Anderson. You can throw Tony Gonsolin. Urias. Like the list goes on and on for this team. I'm like, there's no way. Andrew friggin' Heaney has pitched wonderfully. And I know you guys know him in a not so nice way, but
he sucked for us.
I know he did. Yes,
fucking asshole.
I didn't mean to bring him up, but he's been terrific. And the only negative I see with the Dodgers is their bullpen. They blow too many games, but they're not really in a lot of close games like to be blown because their pitching's tremendous and their lineup is like fantastic.
I don't see a team capable of stopping the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers are just not.
They're my pick no matter how this series finishes out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be the Dodgers and the Braves, but I mean, not to be a Met apologist, but if in the other side of the coin, you got Buck Showalter, and there's always an advantage over any matchup, apart from Snedeker, who's just as experienced and very, very good.
Yes,
but
Brian Snitker is a very good man. I give him that.
Buck Showalter, there's never going to be a game where you're outmanaged with Buck Showalter.
No, not many. No.
Plus, wild card series in one game, you've got Max Scherzer. That's a dub, right? Then you go into the series, and you can start off with DeGrom, and if DeGrom pitches like he did before him getting hurt and stuff, that could be a dub right there. It's not impossible. I still think that in a bigger series against the Braves, who I feel are stronger over the piece and have over the last 4 months have outplayed you guys, I think they're the better team. But it's not impossible at all.
If I may just interject here, I do want to get to some comments and also bring something up real quickly before I get to the comments. Just remember, Donald, it's a 3-game wild card this year.
Yeah, it's 3 games now.
Right.
So, you got to win 2 out of 3.
Yep. Jagger says about to head out, but one thing I want to say is Dave Bull. Yes. Thank you for tuning in, Jagger.
I like Dave Bull. I like that.
That's a good name. Chiefs are ruling the Bucks. Blowout predicted. Do the Brewers overtake the Phillies for the final spot? You know what? You know what's funny? A TV video that will be released probably tomorrow.
Yeah,
but we'll definitely go over some of that. Let's go Yankees current standings.
I agree with that one. I can't see the Phillies. Did they?
They have a tough when I look at it on Thursday.
The Astros, that's the issue. And it depends who the Astros throw out there because I'm sure they want to rest their guys for the playoffs because the game really has no meaning because they clinched. They have clinched the number one seed in the American League, so it's not like they're really playing for something.
Let me see who the Brewers are facing in the next few games.
I have it. They're in the middle of
Arizona.
a series against Miami and then Arizona, both at home.
If the Brewers, I think, lose the next two, or it's like a combination of two. There's two elimination games. It's like one of those things. If like the Phillies win 2 and the Brewers lose 2, or the Phillies win 1 and this other stuff, if Phillies win 1 and the Brewers lose 1, like that'll eliminate the Brewers. So I think the Phillies will stay right where they are.
Yeah. So my predictions, real quickly, for what the predictions were going to shape out to be. I predicted Dodgers 1, Mets 2, Braves 3, Cardinals 4, Padres 5, and 6 Brewers. But also, I remember now John probably is going to second guess himself on this. I remember we were done recording the video on Thursday, and he goes, Alex, I'll just remember that you took the Braves over the Mets.
Yeah, no, you were right. Because I don't see, like right now, it's a 1-run ball game, almost halfway done. This team won't put up a fight. I know them. And one thing that Epler failed to do also, not just the bullpen, he did not address his catching position. Oh, God.
They brought up Alvarez, but Alvarez is not even eligible for the postseason roster.
It's too late. It's too late. Like, and of course it goes to the warning track. Amazing. Trying to get me false hope. Not buying into it. But no, like, it's too late because you had James McCann and Thomas Nido, who James McCann, like, I hope he plays well somewhere else. He can't play. I'm sorry. The amount he's so bad. No, I really thought this guy would be like so much better, but seriously, I'd rather play Thomas Nido every day. That's how bad he is. Like he can't do anything offensively. It's how like they took the DH out, or they took the DH into the National League instead of a pitcher. James McCann is basically a pitcher. Like, he's an automatic out every time he hits.
I think it also kind of hurt the Mets that they never got Wilson Contreras. They didn't want to give up the necessary pieces.
I 100% agree.
Because
they missed a catcher, a real DH, a bullpen, another starter possibly, with the way that Walker and Carrasco have pitched.
Because as Donald says, you can't be half pregnant. You either want to win now or you want to develop some of your pieces.
They should have.
Like I know Francisco Alvarez and Mark Vientos are like key guys along with Brett Beatty, but
unfortunately he got hurt. The thing I don't understand is if you're gonna bring up these guys, play them every day. Like they
that's our complaint with the Yankees, John.
Yeah,
no, I agree. It's the same situation as Peraza. Like play them every day. Or what's the point of calling them up to sit them on the bench? Seriously. It makes no sense. Like what? You know what? Maybe I'm stupid, but it wouldn't it make sense if younger players got better when they play the game?
It does.
That would make sense.
Oh, they got
it does stand up to scrutiny,
right? Like it's not like a rocket science project, but no, I'm serious. Like if it's Billy Epler or Cashman, like if you're calling someone up, like play them. I've seen Mark Vientos so many times on the bench, and I'm like, really? Like I don't care that whether he's facing a lefty or righty. I'm tired of seeing Darren Ruff and Tyler Naquin in the lineup. Mm-hmm. I'm tired of seeing James McCann in the lineup, and you got Francisco Alvarez in the fucking minors. It's frustrating. Like, it really is, and I get stressed. But you know what? I'm going to, before I get more mad, because now they're changing the pitcher, and I don't have to watch them for like a minute. Luka, that Jets game.
Yes.
I have not said these words in a while. The Jets are 2-2.
First time since 2017 we are 2-2.
Has it been that long already?
First time we are over 500. Well, not over 500. First time we are 500 since 2018 when we were 3-3
Three.
after beating the Colts in Week 6.
Which-
I think with Sam Darnold, and that was basically a game where Jason Myers kicked a ton of field goals, scored a lot of points. It was like 40. It was like 42-29. It was a real shootout.
If we're going into that transition, first off, congrats on the Giants win. We'll get into the Giants in a little bit, but let me start off with the Jets. I'm not gonna like fully say, hey, like, oh, like, congrats. Like, you know what? We got our win. I'm happy. We're 2-2.
Of course.
I can't complain about a win, but there is stuff I can complain about.
Sure, go ahead.
Like, I understand. I'm not gonna. I have no complaints about Zach Wilson at all. Like, I think he played
we expected the rust.
the circumstances, and he played pretty well. You know, since first game coming back. I was pleased with him. Some of the easier throws, I felt like the timing is off with some.
Yeah, of course.
But especially later in the game, he did a good job standing in the pocket. And some of the bullets he threw like over the middle, I saw that a lot. And it worked out in the fourth quarter. He went 12 for 14. And I think his forgot if it's his QBR rating or pass rating, but I think it was over 130.
136 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
I read from Brian Costello.
I saw the tweet from Costello, who, by the way, predicted that we lose 27-3, so he can suck on that.
He could, yeah. Also, I just like to say something to a safety by the name of Micah Fitzpatrick. Fuck you, bro. I'll tell you.
Did you see his comment?
Yeah, I did.
What was the quote?
All right, I'm going to pull up the quote right now because I tweeted it. It's frustrating losing to people that you know that you're better than, more talented than, especially when you have the team that we have. I think we are a way better team than what we've put on display. Your team is 1-3, Minka.
Well, you displayed a loss today, but I have to say that, I was really starting to get frustrated with this defense, especially last week. But today, I don't want to say they were perfect because at times they were like a little. That's a good comment. But what's it called? When they needed to get off the field play, they did.
They created turnovers. They created turnovers. They picked off Trubisky. I think they picked off Trubisky like once and then picked it twice.
Three times.
Yep.
They need entrance music for Zach Wilson. When he gets onto the field in MetLife, we should have Stacy's mom has got it going on. This is all I want. I've been waiting for so long.
He just got that dog in him.
He does.
He
likes MILF. That's his theme tune.
The defensive play that I thought was brilliant, that really saved this game, was the pick by Michael.
It was the Michael Carter pick.
Because Ahmad Sauce Gardner, I forgot who the intended receiver was, but
Freiermuth.
he made a hell of a play to bat that ball away and get it into the hands of Carter, and then that ended up leading to the game-winning drive that ended in the Breece Hall touchdown.
But give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
If I may say something real quick, Luca's going to love to hear this. And this is posted by Barstool Sportsbook. Kenny Pickett has completed a pass, every pass in his career. 10 completions to Jets, 10 completions to Steelers players, 3 completions to Jets players.
No, let me tell you, Pickett didn't play horrible.
Better than Trubisky.
No, you could kind of hear it on TV. Like, those Steelers fans were not happy with Trubisky at all. The boos got louder and louder. And it's kind of like, once you make the move, you can't go back. Like, they ain't going back to Trubisky. And it's not the wrong move at all. Pickett was way better than him. But
I didn't understand it from the jump. I didn't understand why they started the year with Trubisky.
Right.
As if they never saw Trubisky play for the Bears. Trubisky has never been even an average quarterback.
No, he hasn't.
Terrible. Yeah. And when the Giants were considering signing him, I was like, anybody but him. I didn't want to pay any money to him because he's a terrible quarterback.
No, he's pretty bad. I can't dispute it. Like, he looked pretty bad today. But I was really surprised, like I said, with the secondary. LaMarcus Joyner and Jordan Whitehead, like they've had some rough weeks to start out. And Luka can say it too, but they had some rough weeks to start out, but they played much better today. I think Joyner had 2 picks, which
Yes.
I almost got
and 4 pass defenses.
Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, great job out. You know what? It's funny, guys. I just complimented Francisco Alvarez, and what does he do? Strikeout. Thank you.
I like Jordan Whitehead. I think he's a very good safety.
He's a very good. He's more of a hard thumper.
Exactly.
He's if you put him in a blitz situation, he can get after the quarterback. His coverage skills are decent, nothing, like great.
Oh my God, Mahomes did something insane. Oh my God,
I just saw.
He's a section experience. 21-3. He did about 6 spin moves and then did a toss.
I'll really see the highlights.
Holy moly!
But
dude, he's like Madden. He's like playing Madden.
He literally is Madden.
It's a video game. But what the real concern I have for this Jets team, and I blame Joe Douglas 100%, the tackle situation. It is so bad on this offensive line. Zach Wilson, if he wasn't athletic, like if he was like basically a big Joe Flacco or like someone like that, he would have gotten killed today. The amount of times the Steelers were in the backfield was unbelievable. And to make matters worse, the kid Max Mitchell, who was playing right tackle for us, was having a hell of a year to start out. The 4th-round pick got thrown in the fire, and he held his own, which kudos to him. He got hurt today.
I think what was I going to say? I think we're probably going to activate like Mike Remmers or Cedric Ogbuehi next week. But let's think of all the tackles. First, we started with Becton and George Fant in training camp.
And
we had McDermott and Adoga and Mitchell as the backup tackles. No veteran tackle yet. Mekhi Becton gets hurt. You signed Dwayne Brown, which you should have signed Dwayne Brown beforehand, realistically. So you have that. You go towards the regular season. Dwayne Brown gets hurt. So you then have McDermott and George Fant. No, actually, it's Mitchell and George Fant. Fant gets hurt. You have Mitchell and McDermott, I think. Mitchell and McDermott. And now you have Mitchell, who's hurt. You moved AVT to the left side. I thought he did decent, not like brilliant, but obviously AVT hasn't played tackle since college. Now you have AVT at left tackle, or hope Dwayne Brown comes back, and you have the right side, which is going to be Connor McDermott. I don't want him starting at all.
No, he's not. He doesn't even belong on the roster. I'd cut him. I know we can't because the tackle depth is really bad. Like as you just pointed out, all the injuries, but like he's terrible. Like find someone else. He can't block anyone in single like coverage. Like he lines up with one pass rusher, he's gonna get killed. But I blame that on Joe Douglas. Like, and I have to wonder the thought process. Like he knew that Mekhi Becton, like as great he was his rookie year, he knew that he had some concerns with injury, training camp concerns, not showing up in shape, and it just has to make you wonder, like, what was his plan? What, like, did he really think Becton was going to stay healthy for a full year? Because he didn't even make it to preseason. He didn't.
Nope.
And Dwayne Brown, he's never going to play a game for us. I guarantee you. He's
going to rob the Jets blind. He's being paid $11 million a year.
You guys are talking about being robbed. Donald, who are we being robbed by at this moment?
Who are we being robbed by? Oh, Kenny Golladay. My God. Literally robbing $72 million from us.
That's a little bit of a different thing we can get into. But Dwayne Brown's never going to play for us. They messed up Fant so bad. First they said he was a right, then he said he was a left. Then with Becton coming back, he was going to go back to
I wouldn't blame Fant for being frustrated because you're moving. Last year he was dominant at the left side. So obviously you had Becton at the right side. They did that. That was the smart move in my opinion.
Right.
Then Becton gets hurt. So you don't sign a right tackle, but you sign a left tackle, which means Fant has to move over to the right side because Brown's played left tackle his entire career. So it's been tough.
No, you're right. In terms of other players, there was some questionable. It was a real hard game. It was a sloppy game. But there were some nice plays. Like for example, Corey Davis had a few nice catches. Then he had a stupid penalty, which I don't know if you saw, an illegal block in the back, which
that
it almost killed the Jets on that drive. And it was no need for it. Because I think it was, I don't remember if it was Carter or Hall.
It was Carter running, I think.
It was Carter that was running, but he was already past Davis. And he was past the other guy. So I don't know why he had to, put out his hands and take a dumb penalty. Then my favorite one, this week 3, guys, they took a stupid roughing the passer penalty. This is before the half. This is like the Trubisky throwing a Hail Mary. Throwing a Hail Mary. Carl Lawson. For some reason, there's 2 or 3 pass rushers. For some reason, he has to hit him. Why?
Yeah, all right, I'll explain this. If John didn't explain, it was. I think the Jets just scored, or they at least held up the possession for a long time. They held up
the possession. Yes,
it was 10-3. So no, it was actually Zach Wilson just threw an interception to Cameron Sutton. Made a great play, but it was also ball was overthrown. Sutton returns it. It's like a few seconds left on the clock. Trubisky throws a Hail Mary. Pass is intercepted by Jordan Whitehead. Called back for roughing the passer, which puts the Steelers into field goal territory. 59-yard attempt from Boswell is good. And I said, John, that was the momentum changer from the half on to the third quarter into the fourth quarter.
There's no need to. Why are you hitting him? He's throwing from over 50 yards away. He doesn't have a great arm. First off, people think he's Donald pointed out, he's a terrible quarterback. So I don't know what, but it makes no sense in that scenario. Is he that? Are the Jets that undisciplined, or they have to have a roughing the passer penalty at the end of the half? Where's the discipline from Saleh there?
That's coaching. Listen, I will say,
why doesn't he get in his face?
Listen, I understand. Listen. I'm on your side, John. I'll wax poetic about this win, but I think this team still lacks discipline because of how many times we shot ourselves in the foot with it's not even just the penalties; it's just the different errors that this team makes: the drop passes, the fumbles, misran routes. So yeah, the missed tackles, a lot of arm tackling.
Luka, I'm sorry. Tyler Conklin can't play. I'm sorry. Please stop putting him on the field. Every time he makes a good play, there's either a drop or a fumble. That second pick, all his fault.
What's funny, I was in the car because my mom had to go shopping, and I must have not seen that play, but I did hear
him. It hit him right in the hands, and then it deflected to what's his face? I think it was Fitzpatrick that had the interception.
I think it was Minka.
Yeah.
Rewind. You weren't allowed just to sit and watch the whole game yourself to go shopping?
No, because I worked today. And, I watched the game. Then, obviously, my mom had to go shopping. I watched a little bit of the game because I didn't want to kill all my mobile data. So, damn it.
He killed his camera.
Well, you just kill your phone instead. That's a good idea.
But no, camera. I'm sorry. I don't understand the tight end usage. They signed CJ Uzama, too.
Yeah, he's done nothing. He's done nothing. You're paying him $8 million a year to do nothing. Why? Just like the Giants are paying Kenny Galladay $19 million a year to do nothing.
The most expensive decoy ever.
It makes no sense though.
$72 million mascot.
It just doesn't make any sense. Why do they? It's fun. You know what I find very funny with this Jets organization, and I know in 2 or 3 weeks now, a month from now, we're going to be talking about this again because. They don't punish certain players when it comes to veterans. You think last week that you watched that whole Jets Bengals game?
Yeah,
John Maris takes the dumb roughing the passer penalty that eventually led to the Tyler Boyd touchdown against us. He doesn't get punished. Still plays basically the whole game. Denzel Mims can't see the field for the light of day.
It's the double standard, and it's because. No, I agree 100%. Saleh doesn't, doesn't hold his veterans accountable. Obviously, that's a point of emphasis.
And I know Joyner and Whitehead were pretty good. The first 3 weeks they were terrible, man. They were especially Joyner, like someone must have like had a pep talk with him before the game, but he was horrible the first 3 weeks. He was one of the worst safeties in the league, and
He was.
And it just makes no sense. Like, he gets to run around on the field. He took that stupid hit on T. Higgins, the hit to the head, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Like, but you know what? I'll be happy with the win today. I'm happy Zach Wilson's back. He showed some great he's so athletic, man. Like,
He is.
like his escape ability from the pocket is, especially with all the pressure coming from him, like it is insane.
Quick update: the GOAT out of the shotgun nailed Evans in the end zone touchdown.
Yep.
1-10.
One question
Evans
for
is back
John.
from injury. Nice catch. Nice throw from the GOAT.
What I will say is this: we're gonna move to our next caller. John,
I just want to
before
say, John, do you think next week is a winnable game against the Dolphins with Teddy Bridgewater most likely?
You know what? I'm not falling in the trap, okay? Because last week I fell in the trap. All right. I thought last week was a winnable game, and I thought this week they wouldn't win. So my heart is telling me yes, but I'm going to say no. Somehow they will mess this up. Okay. I think the Dolphins, despite whether Tua plays or not, I still think they're a more talented team than us. But we'll see. Maybe, you know what? Make it a competitive game. That's the goal.
Yeah,
yes,
I guess.
one thing I will say, John, you're welcome to come on tomorrow so we could get a full analysis.
Okay.
John is also a Knicks fan. So if we
Oh,
need an extra Knicks guy, Friday we'll be streaming the preseason game. Even though it's preseason, we got to warm ourselves up.
I will pass on. Okay. I will join you guys anytime. I will pass on the preseason game because I already got two teams that are stressing me the hell out. I don't really need a third right now, especially if it's in the preseason. Don't get me started.
Bro, man, we need your support. I need all the Knicks fans I can get just to help us through this very difficult year because I think it's gonna be very difficult.
Oh my god, we are paying R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and freaking
Fournier?
Not Fournier. What's his face?
Brunson.
The all lefty team. We're paying them so much, and they're not even.
John is
disaster.
John's gonna break down live here.
I mean, that's like, listen, I just don't like the talent is there. I just don't see the fit.
Exactly, that's the problem.
Yeah, what is
It's not been constructed with anybody looking back and going with anybody with any baseball sense, basketball sense, didn't come together and say, "Oh, this is what our plan is." It's very lefty dominant, and there's very little defense. There's very little athleticism. There's very little shooting. It's an odd roster, very odd Patrick roster. Full of talented players, but the fit just doesn't seem to.
Dude, do you guys even think they're gonna come close to the playoffs? Like, be honest.
Being honest, I think they're like to me, for this to be a successful season, they have to hover around the play-in. To me,
yeah.
I'm not saying they're going to be like
bad. Like, this team 2 years ago was a playoff team. Like, they were the fourth seed.
That was an outlier year, John.
That was an anomaly. It really was. I mean, listen.
Outlier. Yes, I understand.
That's
but
another
we're all Knicks fans in the panel.
For
I don't think any of us thought that team that made the fourth seed was actually going to make the playoffs. Going into that year,
I'm not saying I expect much from that team, but still, like, compared to the past years of the Langston Galloways and Lou Amundsen years.
Yeah. Lou Amundsen might be the worst basketball player I've ever seen in my human life.
Remember we had Phil Jackson trading for Jose Calvin?
Even in my afterlife, I've never seen a worse player than Lou Amundsen. He was fucking terrible.
I'm broken. The chat is even saying it. I need to call Dr. Phil.
Yeah, you might need to see a therapist with all these.
John's upset. Even when the Jets win and the Mets win 99 games, he's still upset. I've never seen anyone more upset with all his teams winning.
This is what I don't understand right now. The Braves just bring a lefty in, right? You're telling me you're telling me they had to use Francisco Alvarez in the last inning, but they couldn't pinch hit for Guillorme, who is not really hitting right now and is a lefty.
John's just broken right now.
He's beaten down.
No, that's okay. You've won almost 100 games with the Mets.
They're
He's
not
Joe
going to win.
He is Joe Beningo. He's a young Joe Beningo. He's a beaten down.
He's
a
hope. There's no.
He's a beaten down Met Jet Knick fan.
Oh,
what a
The only team that
disaster.
I could tell
the only team that will give him hope is the Rangers.
Yes, thank God. Thank God.
Tomorrow,
back.
I could already tell tomorrow is going to be an interesting conversation.
I'll be here tomorrow night because I'll break whatever you need me to break down. There will definitely be less You know what? I don't want to guarantee that because I guarantee you I'll have the Mets on in the background, and I guarantee you I will be cursing at them because they're gonna blow it. Oh my God, James McCann took another.
He's dying on the spot, everybody.
Boom.
John is dying on the spot, but
I'm having fun. I'm watching the Chiefs. They're just freaking awesome to watch.
You know what,
John, we'll leave you to your misery, if we want to call it that. Thanks for popping on, my man.
Of course.
We'll see you.
It was a blast, man. You take care.
I'll be there tomorrow. Keep in touch with you. All right.
Yep. Peace, man. Damn, he's broken already and the Jets won. I want to get to some comments before we get in the next call.
Yes, it's like the young Joe Beningo. What a disaster. Oh,
what a disaster.
Disaster.
Donald John is like that because their best three pitchers are getting beat.
Yep.
John is the new Debbie Downer. Hello, SNL. I need a drink after listening to John. I love that. JC, nobody thought the Jets would be 2-2 at this point in the season.
Listen, I'll be honest, before that previous comment, like that's what we wanted as Jet fans. We wanted to be 2-2 before week 5.
Guys, any updates on Daniel Jones? No, not as of right now. Obviously, there'll probably be more updates as we go into tomorrow. JETS Jets says Jets, let's go. Yes, John needs to call Dr. Phil. I think he needs a little bit more than Dr. Phil to save him in this one. David,
I want him to phone in.
Retirement.
I want him to phone in when Joe Beningo does his phone in on the Brendan Tierney show. I want to hear them all together just talking Jets. It would be absolutely phenomenal,
especially after a loss.
Oh, what a disaster!
Dave Gettleman fucking us even in retirement. John can barely handle being a Jets fan. Yes, and they're 2-2. Yes, they are. I'm biting my time, LOL. You guys having a call-in show? Yes. Link is pinned. Giants need wide receivers. That's absolutely. 21-10. Obviously, he was referring to the score. To be fair, Uzama was really good with Cincy. That was a risk I would have taken.
No, I would have too, but they're just not utilizing him.
Yeah. Galladay, trade him. If we were in this situation, I would definitely say yes. Luca and John, you guys are lucky that he broke the play on the last touchdown because he was almost close to fumbling it.
Yep, he broke the plane before fumbling. So
I don't know how they even overturned that. For me, I thought it was too close to call. I didn't think it was. I mean, it's up to. Well, look at what did you think? Do you think it was like a? I mean,
no. I'm just like outside of my fandom. I really thought he broke the plane and then fumbled.
Right. Okay. Alex, what did you think?
I thought he got it over and then he was down. So there was no real situation for fumble. But JC says the Giants look like they found the right coach. I hope so, man. I hope so. It's going to be a test.
It's the first time we've been 3-1 since Tom Coughlin. So
yeah, in the next 2 weeks, I mean, it's going to be a real test with some of these key guys out. It's definitely going to be a test. London next week against the Packers, and then home against the Ravens. It's going to be an interesting test. Very lengthy test at that one in a rebuild. But with that being said, I would like to welcome on another loyal supporter. It is Jagger with the name of Jagger Loves Dave Bull. What is going on, my man?
What's good? I'm feeling great. I haven't felt like this since 2016. It is amazing. I love it.
Oh man, yeah. No, I mean, I haven't felt this way since then either. I mean, 3-1. I said. I don't know what I had the Giants doing at the beginning of the year, but I had them at 2-2 actually because I had
I
them,
had them at 2-2 as well.
yeah, Titans. Then it was I had them losing to the Titans. I had them winning the Panthers. I had them losing to the Cowboys, and then I had them winning the Bears. So 2-2, but obviously we're in much better position. And then I know that Giant fans got a little high after the 2 wins and said, including myself, there is a possibility we could go 4-0. But obviously 3-1 is better than 2-2. It's better than 2-2, and even if you lose these next 2 games. And then you verse, I believe, Jacksonville the following week after the Ravens. I mean, that's still 500 level for a rebuilding team. And then something I was actually looking at, and I don't know if I brought it up in Rob's stream or not, and I brought it up to Luca. I said, look, earlier in the year, I posted the Giants and the Colts at MetLife Stadium as a loss for the Giants. That's looking like a win right now. So that could possibly be it. Now, obviously, everything would have to go into perfect situations, but the Giants could have 8-9 wins possibly. Obviously, we have to go through the process.
We might make the playoffs, and that is just mind-boggling to me. That is just insane. I don't know what this world is coming to, but I love it. I absolutely love it. It just feels amazing to be above 500. It's just incredible.
Hey, it says Jagger seems more relaxed than Jagger's a Giants fan. That is why he doesn't have to worry about anything.
We're a happier fan base.
Oh yeah, we are a happier fan base. There's no doubt about that. Jets recovered it though, right? It would just been sent back to the 10-yard line or whatever. Yeah, I mean it would have been sent back to the 1 or the 2, but they would have punched it in either way. I'm pretty sure Steeler fans are very unhappy, and so is Minkah Fitzpatrick. Hall broke the plan. The Steelers players swiped at the ball. Hell of a drive for Zach Wilson, the Jets offense. That's what you want to see out of your second-year quarterback.
Absolutely, 100%.
You got any general questions, Jagger? I mean, we haven't. Well, to be fair, let me explain the kind of a background to this. So when we started the channel and we started doing call-in shows, which was the original kind of thing of Boys in the Big Apple, Jagger was a frequent caller, obviously. But we stopped doing them for a little while, and then last month we said, you know what, we're gonna go do call-ins again. And obviously we had a successful stream last stream. John was obviously our first caller, and he looks like he needs some sort of a drink and Dr. Phil and therapy and all these other things combined. And now we got Jagger on, so it's been a while since we talked and all that stuff. Any general questions about the Giants or anything?
No, all I'm saying is double. I absolutely, my favorite head coach. I absolutely love him. He is so creative. He is absolutely incredible. He can turn flaming hot garbage into a modern art masterpiece. It is incredible what he is doing to the Giants.
Well, then let's give a shout out to Kafka as well. I mean, the best example for me was the expert play action, which actually sold the cameraman. Even the cameraman was surprised because it focused on Saquon, and then Daniel Jones was finding Ballinger on the other side. It was perfectly executed from Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, and Kafka. It was perfectly executed, so much to the point where the Bears were completely they were all completely on the other side of the field. It was perfectly executed, and that speaks a lot about our coaching staff. Also, they rode Saquon Barkley all game long, which was tremendous as well, because in previous coaching staffs, they'd only use him intermittently, but 31 carries, they rode him all the way. Once he got hot, they just rode him all the way. And I haven't seen that before. Even under Pat Shurmur, when Saquon Barkley was having a good game, he'd go off him for an entire quarter at times. And you're like, where's Saquon? Now this coaching staff is like, this is our guy, and we're going to ride him. And I just think that this coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball, I love that they realize what their weaknesses are, and they're taking advantage of their strengths, which is obviously running the ball. And on the defensive side of the ball, they're always making adjustments. If you notice that at halftime, in the second half, our defense is always better in the second half. First half, it was okay against the Bears, not too bad. Second half, much better, completely shut them down. So Martindale is an awesome coach too. You can't speak enough about Martindale, Kafka, and Dable. But yeah, Dayballs, Daybull, whatever you want to say. Brian Dayballs. I like Dayballs. Whatever way you want to put it. This Giant team is taking names this year. Very proud of them.
For real.
And all that stuff. Yeah.
I give all players in the NFL nicknames, and then you'll I'm sure you can guess Kenny Galladay's nickname. We call him Money Munchers. Money Muncher. We call him that. We give everybody nicknames. My brothers, we all watch the Giants together, and then that's just our nickname for him. And it's it's great.
We gotta start using that. You know what? It was a guy who I'm friends with, of course, over Twitter, and he's one of the hardest working guys, Taj. And I want to bring 2 comments up real quick. 11-6, Chiefs on the 3, about to score again. Yeah, I mean, it's looking like a blowout.
Chiefs are awesome to watch, man. It's like incredible.
I gave Luca this nickname. Now, obviously, this is from Taj. Taj nicknamed Kadarius Toney Injurious Prony.
What?
Injurious Prony. It's injury prone.
Oh.
I mean, Donald, you probably have to agree with that.
I love that. Yeah, that is a great nickname. We call Aaron Donald Murder Mode because
Murder Mode.
Yeah, we can just see when he enters murder mode. We can just see it on his face.
Oh my God! Yeah, these are some awesome nicknames. John needs.
Therapy. I mean, he tried the Myles Garrett tactic in the practice against the Bengals. I think it was with the whole hitting of the helmet. He grabs his own helmet, tried to hit somebody over the head with it.
I wonder what his nickname would be.
Myles Garrett. I don't know. I don't think we have
touchdown. 28-10 Chiefs. Damn.
Yeah, this game's a blowout. If anything. Just so you know, guys, once again, the call-in link is pinned. Tony says he's 1 away from bingo already because one of the terms he got was Lucas said it, but he was referencing Donald. I forget what it was.
Half pregnant.
Half pregnant. That's the term. Half pregnant.
Then that being said.
With that being said, I may have said preface or something like that. I have 3 topics preface. When we were done talking. Yes, the Texans are 0-3-1. I saw. I didn't see the game against the Chargers, though I predicted Houston to actually win. But how stupid am I, right? What are some other nicknames that you and your brothers have named NFL players? Because I feel like there's a lot of good ones.
There is. We have 2 for Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes and Danny Dumbass. So those are their 2. Today he was Danny Dimes, but
now we got the camera problem again.
Danny Dumbass is genius. I never thought about that one.
There's
so
Danny.
He gets to pick. Hopefully he keeps being Danny Dimes. I don't want to see. Last year I saw a lot of Danny Dumbass. I saw a lot of that.
Well, now he's also coming off today without the injury. He's also Vanilla Vic.
I like that, Vanilla Vic.
That one's good.
So apparently the Braves are winning more, I guess, because of Matt Olson now. But
Matt Olson hit a home run just now, so
John's got to be in serious pain right now.
This works for the Chiefs and the Braves.
Yes. I think I predicted the Bucks to win tonight. Maybe that was a mistake. Hold on, I gotta pull up my picks.
Yeah, did I have the Chiefs? Tell me I had the Chiefs.
I gotta take a look. I'm probably gonna look tonight and see what we had. But this week I had the Bucks, and it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good right now. Revenge year for Big Blue. Braves up 5-3. Someone check on John, please.
Oh no, I had Tampa. God damn it, Donald.
Anyone have Kansas City? Luke, did you have Kansas City this week?
I think
do.
I put Kansas City.
Rob and Alex had Kansas City. Luca and myself had Tampa.
Then why'd you say you had Kansas City? Oh, wait. No, I'm sorry. I confused everything. I guess for that sense of picks that we did on Monday, I picked the Chiefs, but when it came to dead red in the final, days before today, I had the Bucks. So being totally
You know what?
transparent.
I got to say this about the Mets right now. I love that the Mets are losing because Salicata made himself look like a jackass because he did this back in May. The Mets were like 10 games up on the division, and then Salicata said something, and then he put on the tomahawk chop. The division is over. And he said some stupid bullshit like that. And now the Mets are losing 5-3 to the fucking Braves. I'm laughing.
Oh man.
I've had
Hold on.
another terrible week.
You had a terrible week?
Well, it's kind of bad.
Kind of bad. That means it is
Okay,
bad.
so let's see. First of all, we all had Detroit, which is now.
Bad.
Well, we all had the Giants. It's good. We all actually had Arizona. Rob had Carolina, so that's good.
I don't know.
Alex with the Bengals. I had the Dolphins. Luca, you had the Dolphins. Alex, you had the Texans.
Yeah, that was not a great pick.
That's an L. Me and Luca had the Chargers. Okay, that's good. Then I had the Colts, but so did you guys. So I had the Ravens. So did Alex. No, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. I had Buffalo. Sorry, I had Buffalo and Alex. And look, I believe you got the Ravens.
Damn. I thought I had the Bills, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe it was
Steelers. I had the Steelers. God damn it! But so did we all had the Steelers actually. I had the Vikings. You all had the Saints. Dallas. We all had Dallas. Alex, you had the Falcons.
Did I really?
Me and look at the Browns. What happened in that game?
The Falcons won.
Fuck.
Luke, do you mind explaining this?
We all had the Eagles.
Yeah. Antonio Brown's just got to stop. He like the.
Oh, did you see that creepy video? Well, creepy.
Yeah.
Actually should be arrested for it.
I think the Browns might sign Antonio. I don't know.
If they do, they're out of their minds. Antonio hugging Giselle and then he's reposting that. Yet he's fucking under investigation for fucking whomping out his dick in Dubai. That was I watched the video. That was so disturbing to watch.
I didn't see that part.
But his bare ass in that girl's face.
Yeah.
Did you watch the video, Debo?
No, I didn't watch the video, but I know of it. I heard somebody talking about it, but I know
You'll save years on your life by not watching it. Trust me.
I'm not gonna, but I know what happened.
The only reason he's not in jail right now is because he used to be in the NFL. He's rich.
He's rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody else who did that, who stuck their bare ass in some random person's face, and then started jacking off in public, that's very much should be jail time.
That's exactly why I think the Browns are going to sign him. That's exactly why. That's the reason why I think they're going to sign him.
Him and Deshaun Watson on the same team.
It's going to be like the freaking Jailblazers from the mid-2000s with Zach Randolph, Darius Miles, Damon Stoudemire, Rasheed Wallace.
You mind if I bring up another topic? How are y'all doing in fantasy?
Ooh, I got like 8 different teams. That's a good one. So let me see something real quick here.
Well, I mean, I have about 800 teams, but why don't we focus on our fantasy league?
Yes, and I'm also Jagger is the host in one of the fantasy leagues I'm in, but I will go over my fantasy league that I started. It has Donald in it and a couple other folks. So I'm versus TK
2-1, and I'm favored to win. I'm favored to win 132, 121.
Okay. Right now I'm losing to TK who's also known as Mad Good Nick Show. And it's 109 to 75, and I'm projected to lose 126 to 114.
I'm playing unpopular opinion sports.
Yes. And then fuck you, Melvin Gordon, 8 rushing yards, 1 fumble, -2 points. Really what I needed. Otherwise, I'm 2-1 in that league.
Look at how you doing.
I am about to lose my 3rd game in our league. I'm about to be 1-3 as I'm facing off against. Let me see. I'm facing off against. As this loads, come on. I'm facing Rob actually. I'm projected to lose 162, 114.
Yeah, Rob is kicking your ass. Well, he's
Meanwhile-
got Allen and Saquon and T.J. Hawkinson. T.J. Hawkinson's got 39 points. Credit to Rob. He's put together a little team here.
Yeah, and
Yep.
then
My management skills is definitely better because I had Pierce, Dobbins, and Goff all on the bench, and combined they have 70 points. So I have 80 points, all on the bench, but I'm still due to win. So I've got a really good team. I just need to manage my squad better.
yeah.
I'm only in 2 leagues, and I'm currently winning both of them. I'm projected to win both of them. One of them I already won because all of their players played already, and I already won that one. And then I think the one Alex started, I'm winning that one. The
Caesar
one where
Stars.
bunch of the people we went to school with are in.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm 3-0 in both leagues actually. For the league that Jagger is hosting, I'm facing West Coast Death God. I'm losing, but I'm projected to win. Screw you, Buccaneers defense. I don't know why I started you this week.
I knew. I'm so glad I changed it in the last minute. I was due to have Tampa's defense, but I made a change the last second.
Yeah, my dumbass didn't even pick up a backup defense, so that's an L. I did have Richie James had 9 receiving yards and a fumble, so that's -0.01 points or whatever the fuck. But I was carried by Jared Goff, so that's good. And Travis Kelce.
What world are we living in that you can say I was carried by Jared Goff? What are we living in?
My boy Austin Eckler gave me 34 points.
Same. I have Austin Eckler also.
He's the man. I love Eckler.
I'm never drafting Terry McLaurin ever again.
Well, Carson Wentz is the quarterback.
Never trust the communists. Never.
Yeah,
They are.
I don't know what I was thinking, but I decided to draft Terry McLaurin. Terrible decision. Got me 2.5 fantasy points.
I probably would have put up more fantasy points. And then in the league that I run that I started a few years ago, I'm 3-0. I'm facing Josh Buell, and I'm winning 143 to 96. Top contributors: CEH, Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Zach Ertz, and the Eagles defense. So
Good team.
solid team. Hayes says NYPD just spotted John on the Brooklyn Bridge. More like the Verrazano because he does live in Bay Ridge. So I could tell, I could sense because Hayes I think only started joining us on the Monday night stream. It's going to be another fun viewer to add in terms of all the funniness that we have going on, like Tony and all that. The Browns are going to be having happy endings at halftime.
I wonder
Oh, boy.
I wonder when's the next time
Oh
we're gonna
my
have.
God.
I wonder when's the next time we're gonna have Brian on because his defense is getting roasted.
His takes are getting roasted about the Panthers. Here's an update. So I texted him after we went 2-0. I said, how's your take on Matt Rule and the Panthers going? He goes, okay, wow, Giants won 2 games and now their fans don't know how to act. And then now the Panthers lost today to Kyler Murray. So in a few weeks, trust me, we'll need an update from him. What was I going to say? He'd be in jail, meaning Antonio Brown, and broke in 3 years. Antonio Brown equals Beetle. Well, Beetle in the sense of famous and all that crap, but my audio is bad. I'm going to try to call in anyways. Oh boy, that photo.
Oh, yes. That's going to be fire. He's going to try and go after us about the Orioles.
Yes, and you know what's funny about him being Texans fan? The Kerm is a Chargers fan, so Kerm won today in terms of his football team. TB12 showing an arm injury, keeps stretching out the arm in rotation. Yeah, they're getting their asses blown up right now. Yeah, it's 28-10, 46 seconds. I mean, the game is like kind of ish over. Maybe, maybe not. Then again, it's Tom Brady, so we've doubted him before. I'm sure Joe is crying a little bit, inside because Tom Brady is playing for another team. But anyway, Jagger, any final thoughts, my man?
I just want to say one last thing. Okay. Do I think the Giants are going to make the playoffs? I do. Okay. Do I think the Giants will make the Super Bowl? You're damn right.
Wow. What an ending. What an ending. Very confident.
What happened?
No, that was on purpose.
That's leaving in style.
That's
like a mic drop.
That was a mic drop like we haven't seen. That was a mic drop like we haven't seen ever on this show.
For the end of the year, like video we made like last year, we got to do one this year, and that's got to be on it. There's a lot of things that have to be on it.
There's going to be a ton of shit on it this year. That's what I'm telling you.
That was bewildering. I was like,
Jagger's always been a nut, but he's been a fun nut in the 13.
I love it.
Years
I love it.
But we're gonna bring on our next caller.
Danny Dumbass is definitely
Danny Dumbass.
I'm a big fan of that, even though he's Danny balling out right now. I'm still Danny Dumbass is hilarious.
He's Vanilla Vic right now. Aaron Donald's murder mode. Kenny Galladay's money muncher. That one I might have to take the cake for some of the best nicknames we've seen. Best ones we've heard also as well.
Dayball is good.
Dayball, yes. So yeah, when we need nicknames, we're gonna go ask Jagger and his brothers. But with that being said, we're gonna bring on the Orioles Texans fan. Tony, what's happening?
Oh God.
What's up, man?
Top one. Houston Texans down 24-3 in the third quarter. Actually scored points.
When they were down.
Yes.
What is up, Tony? How are you doing, man? Thanks so much for the support. Checking into all our platforms. Appreciate it.
As always, man. I love all the channels. I'm still disappointed with the Texans, though. I'm glad that they had offense, but now I'm really wondering if they're going to win a game.
Wow.
Legit question, man. What is the situation? Are they just in complete tank mode or what?
I don't think they're in tank mode, but their offense is horrendous.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is horrible, and I just don't see them winning a game this year.
It was kind of weird because the first part, I remember we were doing our season predictions back in like May, and I think we had the Texans starting off like really bad, and Tony's like, they're not going to start off like that. But then again, this year, I mean, it might be changing now, but was it? The Texans are 0-3-1. Scary.
Yes, and you all predicted that they would be 3-14.
I wonder who those wins were coming against. I gotta check that out. Let's see. I'm gonna take a look at the schedule right now.
I know one of them was against.
Good memory, Tony. I don't even remember it. Yeah, you're right.
So this thing with playoff predictors, which is something I necessarily don't like, is sometimes they'll update the scores rather than keep your picks. So my prediction, it kind of stayed, but as I said, with the playoff predictor settings, kind of moved around a little bit. My final prediction as it stands, and I haven't changed anything since, 2-14-1. Obviously the one with the tie, and then the last 2 weeks, I feel like I predicted them to win against... I predicted them winning against the Chargers because I didn't know how Herbert was, going to be healthy. And then I think I predicted them against the Broncos. I'm not sure. but I have them winning against the Jaguars once at home, which we'll see what happens in Week 17, and then once against Washington because they're pretty terrible. But other than that, some pretty tough games overall down the stretch.
Yeah, so there's not much to be looking forward to.
Evans just scored his 28-17.
Okay, they're climbing back. Definitely climbing back. Now, obviously, is it precisely Mills? Is it the offensive line? Because I know Mills cost you guys with the interception against the Bears last week to kind of put them in prime position to kick that field goal. Is it just him? Is it, and also your run defense got blown up last week, but that was the Bears. I mean, what's the main problem on offense? Is it Mills? Is it the offensive line?
I honestly think it's the offensive line.
I'm going to take a look at the score.
Mills has done okay, but he is throwing interceptions at really bad times.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the box score from today. Davis Mills, 26 for 35, 246 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 4 sacks. And Damian Pierce, 14 carries, 131 yards, and a touchdown.
He showed up.
What about
Pierce?
Pierce?
Showed up.
Yeah,
He showed up.
definitely did show up. Let's see what else of note. Yeah. Fun fact. I have a fun fact.
Why did the Texans fire David Culley? What did he do wrong?
That I'm not familiar with.
I guess because the offense was so bad, or
that roster was so bad though. They didn't give him the pieces to succeed. It was like, Remember they had Tyrod starting the first couple of games.
Yeah, and he threw 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
I mean, I don't think the record of 4-13 did enough justice to the fact that they were in a lot of games last year. They were in them right to the end. They just didn't have the talent. It was incredibly unfair.
I think they had 9 games last year that were decided by 3 points or less.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, though, and I'm not trying to, second guess everything and play Monday morning quarterback, but isn't that kind of what you want out of a rebuilding squad, though? Is that for them to be in games? Because what is somebody just brought it up on the panel? 4-13 last year? That was the same record as the Jets. Yep. So you could kind of have a honeymoon phase. But then again, too,
good luck getting 4 wins from the Texans this year.
Yikes.
Lovie Smith really hasn't been successful at the NFL level in terms of a head coach. Now it's getting really hairy in terms of the situation for the Texans. Oh, fun fact, I was going to bring it up. Guess who's back with the Texans, Donald? You'll know the name. Obviously, Tony will know the name because he's been a Texan before. Guess who's back on their roster? Good old buddy Jordan Akins.
Oh, of course. Didn't he catch a touchdown for them last week?
Did he?
That.
I think he did.
Well, today he caught 2 passes for 33 yards. So there's something. And then last week against the Bears. Yeah, you're right, Donald. He did catch a touchdown last week. 33 receptions, 31 yards. So,
damn.
I did get it too. I really can't complain because our tight ends are doing better than our wide receivers right now. So, oh man, but
So Tony, you wanted to bring some fire here about the Orioles. Well, bring it on.
Well, it is time to address the elephant in the room. I am so sick of these Twitter Yankee fans who are bitching and moaning that we didn't pitch to Judge. Only because yesterday it was 4-0 and we walked him. And the Yankee fans went ballistic, totally ignoring the fact that Friday we owned him and today we owned him. And just based just based on 2 at-bats from yesterday, all the Yankee fans are sitting there saying, oh, we didn't pitch to Judge. Like I said, he was 2 for 9 with 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. So we pitched to him. We're not going to just sit there and throw the ball down the middle.
Oh, of course not.
Well, Jim Bowden's not a Yankee fan. And what did he tweet? Maybe now the Orioles are down 7-0 in this game, and coupled with the fact they've been eliminated from the postseason, perhaps they'll finally pitch to Aaron Judge. Who else? What about the dude that hosts NFL Red Zone?
Scott Hansen?
Yes, Scott Hansen. He woke up and chose violence in the morning.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to cut to Aaron Judge because we're not going to watch a bunch of chickens throw pitches 5 feet from plate. So yeah, keep going, Tony. Let's hear about your irrelevant franchise owning Aaron Judge, because Aaron Judge is 61 freaking home runs. How many? Even good luck getting even an entire Oriole team combined getting 61 home runs. So I don't want to hear about you owning Aaron Judge. Yesterday was a disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace. I was watching that and didn't even pretend to pitch to Aaron Judge. They didn't even pretend to pitch to that guy. Those pitches were about 5 feet from the zone. It really was an embarrassment. Absolutely shameful. Finally, they came around to it today, but because it wasn't just Yankee fans that were tweeting, it was literally baseball media. We were talking about Red Sox fans were tweeting it. Red Sox fans were freaking tweeting it, man. It was baseball media, even NFL media were fucking tweeting about it. It was a disgrace. That's why they finally threw some pitches to him. And yeah, he was a little bit late on them, but God knows, no wonder he was, because for the entire fucking 2 weeks, he wasn't getting a fucking pitch thrown to him. So no wonder he's a little bit off. So I don't want to hear about you guys owning him. You're a irrelevant franchise.
I think that's funny. Irrelevant franchise. That's really amusing. But one of the things I think is even better is that these Yankee fans want to sit there and get all bent out of shape because they want to see Aaron Judge get 7th on the all-time single-season home run list.
Oh, I've heard this before.
Oh, here we go. Blah, blah, blah.
Tony, he would be the American League all-time franchise home run. American League single season holder of home runs in a season. Roger Maris holds that record. It's like everybody talks like Mets fans do this a lot because they're jealous. Of course, they're jealous. They say, "Oh, how could Yankee fans celebrate this?" But it's not even about the franchise record. It's breaking an American League record. Of course, he's not going to get to 71 like Bonds and McGuire did. He's not as great as they were. And Judge will acknowledge that. But for somebody who is in today's age, 61 is like a huge accomplishment. Even 62 and ahead of that.
Unbelievable accomplishment. Now, I'm more than happy to congratulate the Orioles on legitimately winning 2 out of 3 games and playing very, very well. But I am not going to give them credit for yesterday, because they got steamrolled and they still didn't pitch to Aaron Judge. And I don't see how that makes any sense at all. You guys finally faced him today and did a very, very good job. You threw a lot of sliders and threw a lot of cutters, and he was off on them. But at least they were in the zone. At least they were actually challenging them. And that's the thing, man. I'm not worried about the results. I just want him to be challenged. I mean, how can any pitcher who are trying to impress their scouts or impress their organization or move on in the future really learn anything about themselves if they're just afraid to pitch to the best player in baseball? So you learn something about yourself by challenging him. Now the Orioles, the guys that challenged him today, learned something about themselves. Yeah, I have actually took on the best player in baseball and beat him all hands up, no questions about it. But the dudes that you sent out yesterday were a freaking disgrace.
Do you think Texas is actually going to pitch to him the next 3 days?
I want to hear about the guys that pitched yesterday. Well, how can you explain that, first of all, before we move on about the Rangers?
One of the guys that pitched yesterday pitched today.
Right. But you guys were steamrolled like they were yesterday.
When it was 4-0, I still would have walked Judge. 7-0, probably not. But when it was 4-0, I still would have walked it.
But why?
Because you're not out of the game at 4-0.
All they did was actually just put themselves in trouble because they just put a guy on base and then they couldn't get anybody else out. So, I mean, it was only setting the table. So, like, what were you actually learning from this experience?
You just brought up an excellent point. As a manager, if I'm managing the Orioles, I don't want Judge to beat me. If the rest of the lineup beats me, fine. But if I'm not pitching to Judge, he's the best hitter in the American League.
Right, but what do they always say? If you walk the leadoff batter, you immediately put yourself in trouble. And most times, I think statistically, if you walk the leadoff batter, most innings, that person scores. So why are you putting yourself in that position?
For instance, yesterday, when they walked him, when it was 4-0, and they walked him, and the Orioles relief pitch proceeded to strike out the side after walking him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they wanted. They didn't want to face Judge. They faced the next 3 hitters, and they got lucky by striking out the side. It didn't work so well the next inning when it blew up to 7-0.
Definitely didn't.
Let me just say this: like we've all seen the at bats. Judge has been off for the past few weeks and whatnot. But if you knew he was on that cold streak, why can't you just challenge him? You might just strike him out.
Yeah, 38 walks last.
38 walks in the last what?
Month.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not surprised that he's a little bit off. I mean, when you get so few pitches in the zone, it's really hard to be switched on to every single pitch. And yeah, he legitimately missed 4 hanging pitches in today's game. Legitimately missed them. Like, he was off. You undercut.
Yeah, there was 2 of them specifically that I saw that I thought he was going to rock out of the stadium.
Yeah, he should have. So he's obviously pressing a little bit. It just wasn't meant to be.
Let me ask you this, though. Do you think he's down below the stadium and batting cages during the game?
I mean, I put a lot of it down to the weather because the weather really sucked this weekend, and it really upset a bunch of things. So I think that hurt Judge more than anything. I don't know, man. And as I say, I think his timing was a little off because he got so few pitches in the zone that when he finally did, he was a split second late.
And no matter what, he's still, like I've even said, he's still the MVP of the American League. If they give it to Shohei, it's a freaking fix.
Oh, it is completely.
Oh yeah. No, I just realized what you said. It would be completely fixed. Quickly, before y'all keep talking, you guys missed some fun moments. Me, Matt, and Billy, Matt Riley, friend of the show, and his brother Billy, ran into Hampel, and we passed him again, and then I stopped and I told him to watch himself as I saw a few kids trying to catch a ball. Joe is Joe's a fucking he's a nut.
He lives up to his Killer Joe moniker, that's for sure.
Yep.
Dude flipped like a liberal saying, I never ran into a kid. It's not true. I really wish we got it on video. It was hilarious. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the guy in Colorado says otherwise, Zach. No one will beat McGuire and Bonds clean. Detroit was on Hard Knocks, and if Antonio Brown goes to Browns with Watson, it will be like watching 60 Days In. Yeah, but hopefully Zach Campbell does not catch those balls. I mean, like, I don't know how you could that's something we can agree on as a panel. Is like, I don't know how you can like Zach Campbell after all this shit.
Did you all see his latest Twitter post?
Oh
no, I did not.
It said that he passed somebody at Yankee Stadium that had $500,000 in a backpack and was ready to purchase the ball if Judge had homered.
Oh, I feel like he's full of shit.
Easy.
Oh my god, feel like he's full of shit.
Let's get back to the Orioles. So, Tony, you must be happy. I mean, obviously, you on the Pinstripe Chronicles, you said you wanted 2 wins. You got your 2 wins, so you're now going to have a winning team. I mean, you must be delighted.
Oh, absolutely. I'm hoping we finish. I actually hope we sweep the next 3, but it's Toronto.
Right.
I'd love to have 8 wins.
And they
But
officially
there's a lot to build on regardless.
right.
And,
absolutely.
and apart from yesterday's game, I think you guys pretty much handled the Yankees pretty well. And the Yankees sent out their strongest team, and we're trying to win. There's no doubt about it. So it says a lot about the Orioles. There's no doubt about it, even though I'm kind of ripping the way they pitched Judge not yet in yesterday's game. Apart from that, like I think you guys pretty much handled us very, very well.
Well, at the beginning of the season, we all said on this podcast that whoever had the best record against the Orioles would win the division. The Yankees had the best record at 12-7.
Okay. That's something we could remark on. I didn't know that, but
I think today, actually, I looked up. The Orioles clinched their first winning season in how long? They're at 81 wins, I think.
2016.
wow. It's like the
Orioles are 82 and 77.
Right, and then there was that other record about them having 100 losses the year prior, and then having a winning season this year.
110.
110. So big jump. I mean, I kind of
Incredible turn.
Yeah. Brendan Hyde should be in the running for manager of the year, even though his team didn't get in the playoffs. He should be in the running for manager of the year because who else would do it with that type of talent? And also maybe Terry Francona could be in the running as well because even though the division is terrible, he got that team to the playoffs. They surpassed the Twins. So that's a conversation, I guess, to be had with all the people that vote for manager of the year.
I'd probably give it to the Orioles manager just purely because of where they were last year to what they are this year. The Orioles bullpen is literally terrifying. So good.
3rd in the American League. That's
Closer was
me.
Bautista. That dude's a machine.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Dylan Tate? He's a former Yankee of ours, obviously. He was in that Britain trade.
Well, we've liked him, and I still want to see more. I think he's going to be a bullpen guy. He's got a lot of control issues, so I don't think he'll ever be a starter.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I've kind of recognized that when he's pitched against the Yankees and all that sort of stuff. The control issues. Yeah, that's some of the issues I think he had as a prospect and all that. Any more thoughts to bring up? Actually, you said you were. What's the last? Now, I'm not going to mention that. Not that. Well, yeah, I'm not going to mention the last term because I don't give anyone a free space unless it's actually on the board. But you said you almost had bingo for tonight.
Yep.
Let's hear it.
I have said.
With that being said,
hold on, I gotta look at the card.
My man.
Everything diagonal from that being said. I have that being said. Oh, fuck off. Free space. Pregnant. And there's the one in the top left corner that's missing.
okay,
My man.
he was this close tonight. This close.
Yep.
I mean,
And fun fact, I just want to say Tony was the first person I sent the link to. Again, to anybody in the chat who wants the bingo card, I'll send the link to him. It's obviously, it has the same terms, but it's going to randomize the order of where everything is.
Yeah.
On a serious note, before I go, guys, I just want to say, as much shit as I love to give you guys, all season, it's been fun. You guys have been one of my favorite podcasts, along with Sox Arizona, and really helped me out all year long. Just get out of myself.
We appreciate that.
Yeah,
Appreciate
man.
that a lot.
It means a lot, man. You've been such a loyal supporter of us. I really appreciate it.
I
man.
mean, we've got the 973 thing. 973.
973. You're the
Speaking of which, since
973rd sloppy second.
since we're talking fantasy football teams, the sloppy 973rds lost this week 136-94.
Damn. Who did you have in your team that underperformed?
Well, it wasn't so much underperformed. I left two people on the bench.
Oh, who was it?
Jacobs.
Ooh,
And
he had a good game.
And who?
Zach Ertz.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Ertz.
man.
I had Ertz not benched. I had him playing in a league, and he was actually.
Who did you have play tight end instead?
Waller.
Oh, I mean that's. I can't blame you on that.
Yeah, he's a solid. I mean, he hasn't gotten a lot of traction, but he's over the years he's been a solid tight end. I mean, he just
Well, he was tight end 3 in fantasy. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was Kelsey, Andrews, then Waller. So, I can't blame you for that. Although Ertz has been much better to start the year. Who's your running back instead of Jacobs?
I had Herbert at QB. I had Jamal Williams at running back.
How did Williams do today? Because
He gave me like 32 fantasy points today.
over.
Oh,
100.
he had a big day.
My other running back was the guy for the Bears.
Khalil Herbert.
Yeah.
Herbert was a
77
surprise. I had Herbert in my team. I wasn't expecting him to be that bad.
And my wide receivers were Jalen Waddle and Jefferson.
Jefferson had a good day,
He showed up for you. Waddle didn't.
and
Hey.
Waddle only got 2 catches for 39 yards on Thursday.
Yeah, he got 5 points.
I think I had him in one of my leagues, but I also have Tyreek Hill, so I mean, it's not like it's a total loss.
My flex guy, instead of starting Josh Jacobs, I had the Jacksonville running back, not ETN, the other guy, Robinson.
Well, Robinson's good.
Let's see how we did today. We
Too
are
good.
8 carries, 29 yards. That's
Is that it? He had such a big day last week.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't have much running success against the Eagles.
Yeah,
3.7 yards per carry.
The Eagles' defense is legit.
I picked them up. As I said, I got like tons of points from them. I mean, if you had Miles Sanders on your fantasy team, if anyone had him,
I did.
he had a good day. Yeah. I know
had him.
also someone from Matt's other brother, Patrick, has a league that I'm in. And someone wanted to trade for me to trade AJ Brown. I don't think I'm doing that. He had 5 catches for 95 yards this week.
Don't trade Brown. Brown's gonna have
I'm
a
not
big year.
trading him. Let's see. I feel like all right. So I'm gonna actually pull up the offer while I'm at it, because I know it was Patrick that wanted him, and then there was this other guy that wanted AJ Brown, and I'm gonna. All right. So here's the trade that this guy was gonna offer me. He was gonna give me Curtis Samuel and Julio Jones for Darnell Mooney and AJ Brown.
What an awful trade. You should have laughed at it.
I got
And
a
then-
trade. I got a trade a week ago that made me crack up. Somebody wanted Jalen Waddle, and they were offering me Michael Carter and Christian Kirk.
That's garbage. That's actually trash.
Oh my god.
Christian
And then-
Kirk's had an awesome fantasy start to the year. He was the 7th highest scoring wide receiver going into this week.
I would still stick with Waddle though. And then here's another trade that the guy offered me: AJ Brown and Darnell Mooney for Michael Thomas and Zay Jones.
Oh God, that's even worse.
And then let me see what Patrick's offer was. Similar, I wouldn't say similar offer. Okay, holy crap. It's an entire package. Are you ready for this?
All right.
He was going to send me not Jamal Williams, Javonte Williams, Ezekiel
Williams hurt
Elliott,
now.
Brandon Cooks, Chris Godwin, and Keenan Allen.
Wow.
Or
Jeez.
Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Darnell Mooney, and Sky Moore.
I like the first, pair of players better, but those trades are kind of loaded.
This one is.
I mean, in that last one, if Keenan Allen can, and is it Godwin as well? Is he in part of that deal?
Godwin. Yeah, Godwin's in that.
Well, I mean, those are two legit, some of the best receivers in football when healthy.
Yeah, so I might consider Patrick's a little bit more. I mean, the other offers.
I mean, there's some consideration in that offer.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, did he even want Brown in this trade? I may have said it.
I would consider that last one, but again, I don't know about Keenan Allen's health.
Yeah, that's the thing that worries me. Yeah, in this trade, he didn't even want AJ Brown. So a little bit more of a value there. Mets 3, Braves 5. Yeah, John's probably losing it right now.
What inning?
That's a good question. Let me take a look. Braves. Middle of the 8th.
They're toast.
They're
So that means that they'll be 2 games behind the Braves?
2 games behind the Braves. And to note, the Mets have 11 hits tonight, and they only have 3 runs to show for it, while the Braves have 5 hits and 5 runs.
And how many games left after today for the Braves?
I feel for the Braves and the Mets, well, combined. No, I'm not looking at NFL. Where are we? No, not Marlins.
All the Mets needed to do for this series just to win 1 game for the division, I think.
Okay, so for the Jolly Jolly Braves, actually, they go to Miami for 3 games starting tomorrow. And then for the Amazons, as they would call them, they are at home versus Washington and for 3 games. Now, John pointed this out earlier. It's not very good who they have starting the next 2 games, and he hates those 2 pitchers in Carlos Carrasco and Taijuan Walker.
So,
well, I'm hoping that
and the Braves have to lose 2 games, right?
What would have to happen? Damn. What was the scenario brought up, Donald?
Well, it also
if the Mets swept the series and the Braves lost 2 out of 3, they'd be tied, right?
In this next upcoming series you're talking about?
Yeah.
That's tough.
But who's winning the season series?
The season series. That's a good question. All right. So I actually can track that right now. So coming into the series, the Mets and the Braves had a 7-9 record against the Mets. With 2 games already won, it's 9-9. And if they win tonight, it's 10-9. The Braves are against the Mets. So technically, the Braves would have the season series, and the Mets would have choked.
So that's
tonight's the tie.
Yes, essentially.
Yeah. So tonight wins in the division. That's awesome.
Yep, John is going to be crying. I mean, Tuesday's going to be a fun day because that's when I have him in business class, and it'll be quite interesting. What do you guys think will happen to Alex Cora? He's going to stay.
I think the Red Sox announced, I think, that he was coming back next year along with Chaim Bloom.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be a retool year for them. No, we'll see. We'll see what happens. You were saying, Tony?
Before I go, World Series at the beginning of the season, and I mentioned this to you, Alex, I predicted that it would be the Blue Jays and Brewers.
Yes, you did mention that to me, and I want to see how many games the Brewers are far enough for getting to the playoffs. And now, I don't know who brought it before is like, oh, well, that may not happen. But I actually, when I was talking about the video I did for my college TV, I said that the Brewers would jump the Phillies for that 6th spot because I really don't believe in the Phillies that much. Now, obviously, the Brewers are a very crappy offense and their pitching carries them, but I guess whatever to get into the playoffs with Craig Counsell. So right now, the Brewers, if we're looking at the wild card right now, the Phillies have actually that got that spot, and the Brewers are 2 games out of the wild card.
Oh, so they lost today.
Yeah. And they're currently on that 2-game losing streak. So, and it's funny because the Phillies had a terrible record going into Thursday. The Phillies record was 3-7 in the last 10, and the Brewers was like 6-4. But obviously, the script is flipped. La Russa is retiring. Yeah, I mean, bringing him back was kind of a risk with his age, and with the team not doing well this year.
Kind of worked for them last year. It didn't work for them this year.
Yeah, if in Luca's words, and this will probably go on the bingo board, that season was an anomaly.
Yes, that is a square.
Blue City says, is this the year that the Yankees finally get to the World Series chase for 28 in 2022? I would like to think, but the problem, which I want to discuss tomorrow, they're losing some very good bullpen arms. Marinaccio's now hurt. Chapman sucks. Holmes is done for the year. There's so many arms that are like they're gonna have to fight and see who these arms are, and it's gonna be big because Wandy Peralta is probably gonna be the closer, and if Chapman's on the playoff roster,
we don't have a closer.
No, we don't.
Clay Holmes is injured as well, so
yeah, no. I said Clay Holmes is basically done for the year.
I mean, Severino's pegged to be our 3rd starter, but I would consider him being a closer because he's got the stuff.
Yeah, he does. And then Carpenter's basically done, I think, because they moved him back to 60-day IL.
He's done for the regular season. There's still a chance that he can get a postseason roster, but I'd be shocked.
Yeah,
I know Efros came. I think Efros came back.
He could be a closer.
To be honest, I would rather go with Wandy. I don't know. I feel like I have more trust in him, but
I don't think he's got the stuff to be a closer.
You may have a point on that. But it's going to be by committee. It's not going to be some straight up closer. I mean, it's going to be on.
Which is a huge problem for me.
I agree. This bullpen has been very fishy as of late, especially when you're talking about winning games and all this other stuff, and then going in the playoffs and you lose Marinaccio. I don't know what injury they gave him, but hopefully it's not for the long term. Tony, any final thoughts, my man?
Other than I was really impressed with Bader in center field this weekend.
Yes, yeah. He's been good for us.
I think he's a very good addition to that team.
I don't want to see Aaron Hicks again.
So, but anyway, guys, thanks for having me.
No problem, Tony.
Well, thanks so much for checking in, man. It's been a blast.
Yes,
Peace,
it has.
We'll see you again soon.
All right, that's number 973 right there. Caller 973. I'm going to put this banner down. We have 2 more comments to assess, and then we'll go into final thoughts. Guys, I'm sorry I couldn't go on. Go Giants, Alex and Luca Goodwin for today for the Jets.
Thanks,
hey, no
Evan.
problem, man. Obviously, I know you're at college and stuff. You tuning in. Always, it's great to always have the loyal ones tune in, and even the new ones. But Evan's been with me a long time. Personal stuff gets in the way. It's no problem. Astros ain't no slouch. No, they are not. No, they are not. I am not overlooking
favorites for the American League as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I think I literally have it predicted. Now, obviously, maybe we'll
let me ask this. Are we going to do like a postseason preview tomorrow for like the Yankees?
We could go into some of that stuff. I think we're going to have a really loaded show tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we should probably touch on the Yankees. Give them a little bit more attention than we have in the past.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we're going to talk about the Jets, the Giants, all that stuff. Well, I mean,
And
I
there's
know
also
that
basketball too.
Knicks training camp's coming up. But yeah, the Yankees, they're finishing up the season this week. We got to give them a little bit more attention. 973, baby. Put the Roach to be in as the closer. He might be doing a better job than some of the arms we do have. But with that being said, guys, we're going to close it out for tonight. I'm going to send it over to Luca, Donald, and then myself for final thoughts and closing statements.
It's always a fun event. We usually do. Now they're doing it once a month. I appreciate everybody coming on the call, whether it was John, Tony, Jagger, whoever. Let's keep this going. Obviously, we got Boys in the Big Apple tomorrow. It's going to be a loaded show. Keep the support coming, guys. Comments, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Subscribe to Pinstripe Chronicles and Nerding Out Sports. So big help for us.
We have Nestor Cortez and Jonathan
Loizaga
and Jacob DeGrom. I mean, it is a kind of a pipe dream that we would get DeGrom, but anyway, Donald.
Yeah, just to echo Lucas' sentiments, like and subscribe. Thank you so much for the support, guys. It was a lot of fun. We had Joe Beningo's younger brother,
Yes.
To start off the show, and really good fun talk with Tony Clark, Mr. 973. We went at it with a little bit of fun, Oriole Yankee stuff, but it's all love. Love all the support. So many loyal viewers just come in and stick with us, so I really appreciate that. Check us out tomorrow. We've got a lot of stuff to discuss. We got the Knicks, the Yankees, the Giants, the Jets, all the good stuff. So it's going to be fun. Check us out tomorrow. But once again, thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, some content updates. I mean, obviously tomorrow, you guys know the drill. Boys in the Big Apple at 8:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Questions and all that will be taken note of in the chat. Giants, Jets, Knicks, Nets, possibly if there's ever anything going on there.
Yeah, who cares about that?
Nets. I don't blame you. Tuesday will be Big Blue in the Bronx podcast recapping the Bears game. I'll record that tomorrow and have it released 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we'll do a live twin bill on MLY News TV, probably around 8:30 because the game ends around 7. It starts at 4 on Wednesday. And that's, guess what, the final game of the season. So baseball season's coming to a close. Jets
Friday.
Friday. Well, I mean, for the Yankees, because they don't.
I'm just saying, you're giving a schedule update for your channel. So.
Oh yeah. Friday also as well. It's going to be the Knicks preseason stream, so it's going to be fun as well. And we're definitely going to be doing Knicks games. We're definitely going to be doing Yankees playoff games on here. It's not going to change. But Jets says, see you guys tomorrow. Your call-in shows are awesome. Tony says, peace out. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you know when the live stream pops or video drops. 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Watch the next few days for live streams and all that good stuff. Subscribe to the Pinstripe Chronicles. Subscribe to Nerding Out Sports. All the other good stuff. Sox Arizona as well. Peace out. See you later, guys. And have a good night. Go Giants.